What's good, guys? Malevolent Gaming here, and who do we have today?
Leo.
And what did you do today?
I got top 8 at the Salem regionals with Dinomorphia.
Dinomorphia. Hell yeah. Let's see the goo.
Okay, so first of all, we're on 3 ryzeal.
You think
This
you flip
card's...
the cards upside down?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This card is your strongest normal summon, and the one of 2 monsters you play in the deck. It allows you to set a trap from deck, and that's usually your fusion spell or your counter trap that negates monster effects, because that guarantees you to live. Whichever you're missing from your hand, you usually set from this guy.
Okay.
And then next, I'm on 3 Diplos. He's the worst of the 2. He unsummoned Foolishes, a Dinomorphia card. But you need to play 3 of him because the fusion spells fusion from the deck, so you don't want to run out of them when you're using them.
Okay.
On to the last monster I'm playing the 1 Miss.
Okay.
Because this card won me games. They go imperm, they go anything, they go literally anything that outs your Rex term, and you chain this, and it's unaffected for the rest of the phase. So that's been really nice. And the follow-up to banish and summon from deck was really nice, because this deck struggles with follow-up, and that's been great for me today.
Okay.
And then I'm on triple Fossil Dig. It's just a searcher for everything, all the monsters in the deck. You either get the Theresia or the Miscellaneousaurus, whichever you're missing from hands, or just the Theresia if you don't have one of the 2 in hands.
Okay.
Next up, we are on 3 Duality here. You're not doing any special summoning on your first turn, so any way to dig is good for this deck.
All right.
Next up, we are on the Prosperity, because once again, if you can dig, then it's good, because you really need a fusion card and the Intact or a Salem to negate an Ash or something that's trying to negate your fusion spell.
Okay.
And lastly, this is what I haven't seen a lot of people playing, but this worked really well for me today, was Demise.
Ooh,
Card of Demise was really good, because if they ashed one of my other draw cards or add cards, I just go Demise, draw usually up to 2 or 3 cards, and then just set back row, and I'm good from there. And it also gives you the option of back row. It's been great today. I've loved that tech option. Moving on to traps here, we have Triple Frenzy. It's your best fusion summon. Trap that you have allows you to go 1 from deck, 1 from extra, so you can hard make Rex term, or you can make Catcher Gina if you want, so that's pretty good.
Did that ever get impulse today or no?
No, it never did get impulse.
Okay.
I was talking to one of my opponents after a round, and he had an impulse and an imperm set, so he forgot to impulse this.
Ooh, okay.
Which is okay. I mean, you misplay sometimes.
Yeah.
But that would have cooked me. But
Okay.
we're good there. Next up is Triple Domain. This is also your fusion spell, but it's not as good as the other fusion spell because it has to use only from deck, and Rex term requires a fusion monster as its material, so you cannot make Rex term with this.
Oh, okay.
And it's also kind of annoying because you have to fuse off the Catcher Gina on field to get into the Rex term, so that's just one less body, and Catcher Gina is good for follow-up as well, depending on what's in your graveyard. Moving on to the counter traps in Dinomorphia, we got 3 Intact here. Intact was amazing. This card won me so many games. If they try to Ash, if they try to Caesar my fusion trap cards, then I just activate this and they can't respond. It's a counter trap. That also won me the game. The fact that it's a counter trap and not a trap. It's been amazing.
Okay.
Next up for the 1-ofs in the Dinomorphia archetype, we're on 1 Brute, 1 Sonic, and 1 Alert. These are all 1-ofs because they don't come up as often, and they're very situational. Alert is probably the best of them because it allows you to special summon a Rex term or stuff back from grave. Sonic is a spell trap negate that really didn't come up today. Like, this card did not feel good today at all. There's not a lot of spell traps that you got to be worrying about as much.
Would you cut it going forward, or?
I don't think I'd cut it because it's so I don't know what I'd replace it with if I cut it. And if you know or have a feeling that your opponent is siding like breakers and stuff like that, you need it for the breakers anyway. So I kept that in every time I played just in case I need it. And you can also negate a Solemn with it.
Yeah, because it's counter trap,
So that's been pretty good. Brute is mandatory. You need to play Brute because you don't have an out to Chaos Angel besides Imperm or this in the deck. So it just pops a Dinomorphic card you control or a monster you control and pops a card they control. So that helped me win a game when a fiendsmith ryzeal player decided to go into Chaos Angel. Next up, I'm on Triple Judgment. This card was great today. I judgment someone's judgment for my fusion spell today, so that felt amazing. And it was pretty nice today. And then Solemn Strike. This card also is great. It's like a pseudo intact. It's not as good as intact, but like when you need your fusion spells or trap cards to resolve, you have this. You can negate summons. Like I negated the summon of a Haggard Lizardos with this, and what?
That's pretty clutch.
It was pretty nice. Yeah. I enjoyed seeing this card. Next up, we are on Triple Trap Trick. This card is amazing. It does everything you could ever want in the deck. The only problem is, it locks you into that one trap.
Yeah.
So I used this on Ferret Flames, that won me a game. I've used this on all the Dinomorphia fusion traps. That's also won me a game. So this card has been amazing today.
Okay.
Love that at 3. Next up, this is my choice that I'm not 100% sure of because these imperms were originally dimensional shifters until last night, and because I was like thinking about it, it's like shifter is not as great in the format, so I need something that can potentially be high impact. And the imperm definitely came up on the Caesar. When I went second, I impermed their Caesar, negating one of my fusion traps. Good card.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna replace a card in the deck or 3, this would be the 3 to replace. This was my flex spot in the deck, and I sided them out a lot. Next up, I'm on 2 Ferret Flames. This card is crazy. This card, nobody expects this. They summon their entire board, they think I'm out of interruptions, and they go Trap Trick, or I have it already set, and they shuffle monsters back into the deck equal to my life points or lower. So most times this resolved, which it always resolved.
Yeah.
I just shuffle their field back in the deck, and Drew Swarm didn't resolve because it didn't go to grave. This card is so good in this deck, and it's only at 2 because you can Trap Trick it, and you don't really want to see it other than that. You want the fusion traps. Yeah. And that's everything for the main deck.
How many cards is that in the main?
This is 41 in the main.
41? Okay,
yes.
cool. Let's do the extra deck, I guess.
For the extra deck, I'm just going to start off with the Dinomorphia fusion monsters. These two this one's the worst one. I honestly don't even know what it does. I use it as fusion material.
Okay.
So I always use these two as fusion material. That's all I know about them. I guess that it has an effect, but I don't really know what it does. This card is great as well. Catchagena allows you to pay half your life points and mimic a normal trap that's a Dinomorphia engrave. So this is how you get into Rex turn plus itself, and you can banish the alert that you sent off the Diplos, the main deck monster, and you can banish the alert and special summon your Rex term or whatever 2 level 4s or something that you need, and it was great today.
All right,
that was nice. And then the big boss of the deck. 3 Rex term.
Yep.
This card is crazy. It does everything, almost everything you could want in a card. It negates on-field effects equal to your life points or less. So Detonator, Caesar, literally every big monster dead can't activate its effects. So it was really nice. Bestials were kind of scary because they get to send that, but it never came up because we have Ferret Flames. We're cool like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this card is great. It floats too. It was amazing, and it won multiple games. Moving on to the rest of the extra deck, a card that did not come up at all was SP.
Oh, okay.
I never summoned SP. I never felt like I needed to, because my idea was to play the SP in case I needed to link one of these off and something else to banish something, like a Floodgate or something, but it never came up. I never summoned this. Yeah. And then next up, we have a couple more cards that I didn't use. Baguska. I didn't use Baguska at all. It's really only for the clapback because he only summoned a level 4 once, and it didn't really do anything for me. Next up, we're on the Arc Rebellion package. This package is pretty strong. It's just one big dude that swings into things. I didn't end up using it today because I had other Xyz monsters that I wanted to go into when I Xyz summoned instead of this dude.
Okay.
And the Raider's Knight is how you summon him.
Yeah. All right. That's.
Next up, we have 2 big MVPs, Lagia and Dolka.
Ooh, okay.
Dolka has been amazing. The fact that you can, it's not once per turn, and you can detach twice to negate monster effects has been so nice against fiendsmith.
Okay.
Like, you can just stop fiendsmith with this card. And Lagia was pretty nice, too, for negating an imperm that my opponent had. Lagia was not as good as Dolka, but you know. And the MVP of this deck that won me so many games that you have to play is Sky Crisis.
Typhoon.
This card is crazy because if you go second, you're only normal summoning once. So Sky Crisis is essentially like an extender if you think about it, because it's another summon. But you just slap this over something, everything is negated. You go to battle phase, swing over something, main phase 2 bounce. Like this was nice against my Shark matchup today because he made Toad and the full armor thing that sucks a dude and equips it or attaches an Exceeds material. So I just normal summon Thresia. And I got my, I don't know if I got my set effect. I normal summoned something. Maybe I didn't activate the effect, but I think I did. There's like a Diplos, but that doesn't matter because I just made this. And he looks at it and he's like, crap. Because if he tries to suck it, like the attack would go to 5,600 and his effect would be negated and it can't suck it up. So I just went to battle phase, swing over Toad, main phase 2, bounce the other guy. And so this has loved this card. This card has been the MVP in the extra deck other than the fusion monsters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's everything for the main and the extra deck. On to the side deck. I'm going to be honest, I barely ever use my side deck.
Okay.
Like, there's matches where I went game 1 and I just went to game 2, and it was like, there's nothing I want to side right now. So there's a couple things I want to change, but a couple things I don't want to change. Lancia, I'm not going to change Lancia. I only played Malice once today, but I found it and it was good. It did what it needed to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm also on triple evenly because this deck has trouble breaking boards. I've rarely sided it in, and I did not get to use it at all. Next up, I'm on 2 Lightning Storms and a Duster. This is my biggest regret with siding these. There was no matches that I wanted to use this. Yeah, because I didn't want the extra card to be wasted into destroying things, which usually sounds pretty good. Like, you're plussing off these cards usually when you resolve them. But I honestly wish these were Dogwoods instead.
Dogwoods? Okay, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Because you can play mind games with Dogwood and Dinomorphia. And especially your biggest weakness is not actually your opponent's time. So these should be Dogwoods, in my opinion, right now. Because back row, I just had it for in case there was some weird back row deck that I had to worry about. Never happened. Also, I sided these in a decent amount, but I never drew into it. It's triple shifter. Because this deck can play shifter if your opponent goes first, because they go past turn after they played into the shifter, and you just normal summon, set everything, and pass back, and you're off the shifter. So if shifter is good against the deck, I play it. Simple as that. And then for the final card, which was good, I sided this. This is the card that I probably sided the most, was the D barrier. And this card has been awesome. It won me Sharks, the Sharks matchup, and it's good against fiendsmith, the ryzeal, because you can also main deck Trap Trick. So you can get to this. You have 6 ways to find this card, and this card.
You just like shut off the ryzeal with that, right? And Ferret Flames, get rid of the fiendsmith stuff.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
It's been great, and that's exactly what I did.
All right, and any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to. I don't think I really have any shoutouts.
No,
I mean,
no shoutouts?
Not particularly, no.
And then besides the stuff you changed, how was the deck going second? Like, that's one thing I was wondering. Would you
really good. The problem matches I had going second were non-meta threats and Malice.
Okay.
Malice was annoying because they can banish my back row when I set them. But with fiendsmith ryzeal, you don't have to worry about it because it's like going first again because there's such an interactive deck. So I set everything and passed. And it's like, well, it's like I went first except we already have an established board. And every fiendsmith ryzeal game I played today, I picked apart their beginning board even if I lost that game.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it was great. I mean, honestly, like it feels really good against fiendsmith ryzeal. I dropped 2 games across 3 matches with them. So this deck has felt amazing against them.
All right, well, good stuff. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And thank you for the profile.
Yeah, of course, man.
Level and signing out.